Hi guys and welcome to another Thoughtscapes. Following on from my toxic relationship video, I decided to do a video especially for the narcissists out there or people who have been affected by narcissists. Guys, hold on. If you like the content of this video, please hit the like button after you've watched it. Also, check out my other videos which are motivational in nature, so hopefully you'll be inspired by them. If you do like them, please subscribe to the channel and also comment down below any of your experiences with narcissists, how you've dealt with them, and also where you're at now. Have you been able to recover? Are you still traumatized by that narcissist you were dating? If so, we'll try and help you out. Thank you very much, YouTube community. I've been getting a lot of love from you guys. It's helping to drive me to continue making these videos and this content for you guys. Right, what's a narcissist? Someone who is just completely obsessed with themselves. Normally, YouTubers leave the conclusion of the video to the end of the video, but I'm going to tell you the conclusion of it now. How can you tell if a person is a narcissist? Well, time will always catch them out.
Why would you come to meet a 13-year-old girl off the internet?
Time will eventually expose them because they're quite good at the beginning of demonstrating unselfish, flattering, positive behavior. But given time, that nice behavior that you fell in love with will start to become more and more inconsistent until eventually you're going to say to yourself, I'm actually dealing with a full-blown narcissist here.
Who's that handsome guy?
So what are the symptoms of someone who's a narcissist? Well, contrary to popular belief, a narcissist doesn't necessarily love their own self-appearance, but what they are obsessed with is their own self-image. They try to exert as much control on their image and how people perceive them because that's where their insecurities lie. They could suffer from imposter syndrome. Yeah, they're just real control freaks when it comes to people's perception of them. So they try as much as possible to make sure that the reality of the truth remains hidden and doesn't come out.
And this one.
It just goes to show that they don't value themselves very much. They have quite a low self-esteem and very insecure about themselves, and that's why they exert so much control and they obsess over trying to maintain a certain image of themselves. It's because they feel bad about themselves, and it's such a twisted irony. But unfortunately, that's how some, if not a lot, of human beings work. They're just a bag of twisted ironies in a body. And narcissists aren't necessarily bad people. They can demonstrate some very nice and positive gestures. Time will reveal whether the gesture was very innocent and well-meaning, or if it was something a little bit more subverse in terms of trying to gain an advantage over you, trying to get some control, or them doing something in order for you to do something in return that pumps up their ego even more. So it's kind of sad because you think that they're doing this nice gesture because they care for you, because they love you. In reality, they're only doing it because they want the reward of it, which is maybe you doting on them, highly praising them. So at the end of the day, it's not even necessarily about you. It just goes back to the point that it's all about them. Narcissists tend to take things personally. They don't take to criticism very well because in their world, everything does revolve around them. So even if you're making a certain comment that might vaguely relate to them, not even directed at them, they will always think about how it affects them and react quite negatively to it. Because narcissists are so obsessed with their own self-image, they have a huge affinity for success, flashy things, or they can have some very haughty or like very snobbish thoughts in terms of thinking that certain people are beneath them, and they'll show you that. They'll be quite vocal about, oh, I don't hang out with her because she doesn't wear any brand name clothes, or he's not the type of guy that I associate myself with because he drives a certain type of car and that car's beneath me. Get over yourself. They're really good at deception too. They either lie to you or are quite shady or twist the truth, so you can never fully trust them or feel 100% comfortable around these kind of people. They lack empathy, or they exhibit false empathy because they can't really think about anyone outside of themselves. So they'll pretend to be consoling to you if you're upset, but really it's not hitting them. And if they are showing any kind of empathy towards you or sympathy, it's because they're putting themselves in that situation. It's not really about you in that situation. They're just thinking about, oh, how would I feel? Oh yeah, I would feel really, really sad. Oh no, you must feel so sad too. A narcissist in love or a narcissist in a relationship. One thing to understand is a narcissist find it hard to make true connections. You'll always notice that it will always be the other person trying to keep the relationship going, trying to make the narcissist happy. Narcissists are usually very charming, very confident, because they are super aware of their actions and how their actions can be used to affect and influence other people. And narcissists are masters, complete masters at flattery and flirtation. In the beginning, they can make you feel like you are the only person in the room, the only person in their eyes, but slowly but surely that will change and you will start seeing their eyes dart across the room. Maybe give it a couple of weeks, give it a couple of months, they'll start to act a little bit colder, they won't be as connected, they won't be texting you so much. And yeah, maybe some people will say, well, that's the nature of a relationship, but there's something about narcissists where it's only when you think of it in retrospect that you can really see that they were using you to gain something for them, and it wasn't really about you from the beginning. I mean, narcissists are very, very clever. I give them that, because what they'll do is they will try and get to know you and try and identify your weaknesses, and what they'll do is they will use that weakness in order to get to you by trying to fill that void for you. So if you're the type of person who really feels lonely all the time, they'll spend all their time with you at the beginning. Or if you're that type of person who feels very insecure about your looks, they will compliment your looks to a point where it's just over flattery. You know, they'll tell you that you're gorgeous. They'll tell you they've never seen or met anyone as stunning as you. And this is all a ruse in order to gain your attention, to gain your trust and your love. But this will also be very short-lived, because eventually they'll find a way to make sure that the attention is back on themselves. And yeah. And by the time that starts happening and the roles are reversed, the spotlight is switched back onto them, you are probably so head over heels that you don't see what's coming. They're the only thing that you adore. You're constantly praising them. You're constantly saying how great they are, which boosts their ego. And you silly numpty, you're only going to realize when and if you even get to the point where you think, actually, this relationship isn't reciprocal. I'm giving my all. I'm trying to build them up constantly. I'm constantly complimenting them. Actually, I haven't heard many compliments batted my way recently. Silly numpty. And if you haven't known them for a long time, sometimes their friendships can catch them out as well, because they have trouble forming very long-term, deep friendships. They might know people for a long time, but the people that they know don't know so much about them. And if they do have friends who have been with them through thick and thin over the past couple of years, they will be able to tell you that people come and go in their lives because it's a reflection of how they treat them or mistreat them. Right, so how do you avoid or even get over a narcissistic relationship? Well, if you're clever enough to spot a narcissist before you're even in the relationship, don't get into one. Avoid the relationship with them, get out. It will be really hard for you to get a narcissist to turn from the ways that they're naturally inclined. Don't think that you're someone special, that you can turn them around, that you're the exception. In most cases, you won't be, and you'll end up with a broken heart and maybe a lot of regrets. If you're still not in the relationship with that narcissist, be patient by being a friend. See if they are able to be your friend and show compassion, consideration, unselfishness, consistency, and that's an important one, that they are consistent as a friend over time. And if they're able to prove that, then yes, maybe you can have a go at pursuing a relationship with them, but only if they've managed to prove themselves. Do not sacrifice yourself for them. If they are a true narcissist, and I believe that true narcissists are mainly in it for the chase, once they've got you and you've sacrificed your whole life for them, they lose interest. If you refrain from sacrificing yourself, and if that person is a true narcissist, they will not be able to stand it, because they recognize that your whole world doesn't revolve around them, and that is their ultimate aim. Your relationship or that connection will be very short-lived, and the good thing in that scenario is that you're not going to be as hurt because you weren't as invested, and you will be able to move on easier. When you have broken up with them, avoid resuming any kind of contact. As I said before, they're very in tune with how they make other people feel. They will be able to say the right words and do the right things in order to win their favor back in your life. Also, do not be so hard on yourselves. Again, narcissists are very in tune with what they're doing. They're very smart. They know exactly what to do to get you into a certain position. I guess what I'm saying is, It is easily done. You are easily duped because narcissists know what they're doing. And if you need some more advice on how to get over a toxic relationship or a toxic person such as a narcissist, then please check out my video on toxic relationships. I give you a lot more advice. I go into the process of healing from a breakup in a little bit more detail than I have today. So do check it out. And guys, if you liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Also, comment down below. YouTube is a platform for sharing, so anyone else who's been through that experience with a narcissist, overcome it, please share and encourage other people here who are going through that. And also subscribe to my channel if you like motivational advice type content, and I will see you in my next video. Welcome to another Thoughtscapes. Following on from my tested everything. Oh my, but what they are. If you like the content of this